Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. This is another Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. Tonight we have the one and only Mr. Owen Witter is waiting in the back room to come on stage to talk about the former Alpart workers and what has been going on with those pensions. Can you believe that? After so many years of working for the company, it is now a hurdle to cross, a mountain to climb to get that pension that they all need. So we're going to bring it to the forefront, and I'm going to bring Mr. Witter on the screen right now. Good evening, Sir Witter.
Brother George, it's a
Yes,
pleasure, man.
it's always a pleasure, my brother. So you're live to the world right now, and we're going to talk about the matter of the former Alpart workers' pensions problem. You have been going through this for many years, and it has been a headache for you. We've talked about it on many occasions, and you've gone through, you told me, court, and you're still having issues. So,
Yes,
welcome. So, first of all, tell me where you're from, number one, so the whole world can know. Where are
New
you from?
Forest, New Forest, Jamaica, parish of
New
Manchester.
New Forest District in Manchester.
That's
So
correct.
you're born into the Witter family.
That's correct.
Yes, and we know each other because we're from the same area,
Yes, yes,
and we're family.
yes.
So I who was brother East to you?
Yes.
Who was brother East to you? What's the
That
connection?
that's my father.
All right, and he was my pastor.
Yes,
He was the one who christened me at the Church of God Church in New
yes.
Forest District in Manchester.
So
So
right you are.
now, where did you go to school?
Well, I attend New Forest school and leave during those age and went to that would be Junction Junior Secondary. That is sometime 90s, that is 75 to 2 years. I spent 2 years up there, 95 to 97.
Okay. And tell me about your upbringing. If what did you do? Um where did you grow up, and how was it growing up back in those days?
Those days was very nice to, in your community, and you have we call it the elderly one, them would see to us that, we walk in the right way and going back to your dad. Have me under his arm. Have me under his arm.
All
And
right,
he
yeah.
called me witch. He called me witch with the gates.
Yes, but I remember those days. And um tell me, coming up through the your growing up, tell me, how was your connection with the church?
Yes. Well, my father was the bishop, and he donated land to have that church erected there, right in the corner, Church of God of Prophecy. And I come up with the love of that church too, and I also donate a portion of what he give me to the Lord to carry on the church. For the church is a recruiting center, for the Lord. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, lovely, lovely. Tell me about your siblings. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
Well, I just lost my eldest brother about 2 weeks ago. The founder of our Witton Son Funeral Home in Maypen,
That,
Clarendon, and there's a
that
next location in Sheepside, St. Elizabeth, about 2 miles from Junction. Yes,
yes, that's brother Pompey Winter.
yes.
Yes, and so how many other brothers do you have and sisters?
Well, that brother that you know named Youth did pass off 1995. Yes, very famous guy, sing, and we coming from a musician family as well. Remember, some usually play guitar and those things. So
Oh
yes,
yes,
yes, yes, yes,
yeah.
and yes,
Condolences. And any sisters?
yes. I have two sisters remain. Joy, Joy said to greet you for her. She will have a talk with one time. Joy,
Yes, yeah. I know
yes,
Joy quite good.
yeah,
Very
Joy,
good.
Joy talk about you. Yes, 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 yes.
Oh
And
yes,
Goldie passed off sometime in 2021. Right after
yes. I
that, yeah.
remember.
Yes,
Hmm.
was sad, yes. And
Yeah, very sad.
we believe that, we believe that. And well, of the eldest sister is in England. Is England.
Oh,
She's England, yeah, yeah.
all right. And so coming up through the ages, I know you've um started in New Forest. You went to school there, Junction, and so on. Where else did you go to school?
No, after graduate junction, I come out to look, work, go look some work, to help back with my father to, health fail him. So I have to take up, and try to see that things run all right, take care of bills at the house and be with him.
Yes. And
Right.
so what was your first job coming out of school?
First job was I spent a short time at the gas station, but I were employed with George U. Ashmead.
Oh, yes.
Yes, 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 yes,
That's
yes,
my father. Yes, that's
yes,
right.
yes.
And at what point did you enter into employment with Alpart? And how did
Well,
you get there?
okay. Very quickly, there was a tragedy in New Forest sometime in 79 November where the train derailed in your area. I mean,
Yes.
cross from you there,
Yeah, across
and
the hall. Yeah.
yes. So when I go by there to ask for, we call it word watchman work, the Alpart security say I'm too small to for employment. So I said to him, say, I don't small to come back tonight if you take one of your plant. And he give out a laugh and say, all right, sir, you can't talk
Mm,
good. So he employed. So I get some watchman work there. And that was just, we call it casual, work there during that time. But working there, the plant closed 85. That plant closed 85, then reopened 89.
right. Hmm.
So from 89 now, I sent in application based on performance. I was employed at Alpart from 89 until 2009. May 31st, my service was terminated with 19 years and 4 months of continuous service.
So you started in 79, as casual work.
Yes,
So you were not on the books, but actually subcontracted.
so right you are.
Okay, and you came back in 1989, reapplied, and got a regular salary wages job. You were employed as an hourly worker in 1989 until you were terminated when?
May 31st, 2009.
Okay, great. So you had you said 19 years of service.
That's correct.
Okay. So tell me what happened. Um, why are you having problems with the now getting your pension? Because after 19 years of contributing to the system, it is understood that um, if you contribute to your retirement, there's a section of any retirement fund that you put in, and then when you come to that retirement age, you can take out, but you can no longer put in. So, what happened? Tell me.
Okay. So what happened is we signed some documents in those early days giving the employer, which is the company, permission to make deduction from your week allowance. However, it was informed to us, verbally says, if you behave yourself and stay here, if you do 10 years or over, you will get a pension from the employer at 65. So we did not see that document until about 2012, 3 years after my service was terminated. We call the document plan rule. Plan rule. Governed
Okay.
by the law of Jamaica. Plan rule. So we read
Right.
the plan rule for ourselves. Yes. So based on what happened, I was lucky enough to enroll 1 year after become work. So 1990, I enrolled in the pension plan, and the vesting period is 10 years. So by March from 1990 to 2000, it's 10 years. So I vested 2000. And everything was going all right based on observation and the pension statement up to 2006. The deferred pension, because what the E5 is saying of the plan rule, let I break down very slowly. The E5 of the Alpart plan rule is saying that where a participant has complete 10 or more years of continuous service and who incur a break shall be eligible to receive a deferred vested pension payable at his normal retirement date.
Right.
So, based on what happened, I fulfilled that agreement from way back in 2000. I vested 10 years. But
Right.
however, because I, before a good performance, obedient, I was, you know, remain all when you have they call redundancy in early days or what. I was still there. My boss always put me and say, keep it up with her, keep it up, you're a good worker. We can't allow, we can't allow to lose you. So I was there right until when the plan closed 09, May 31st.
Right.
Yes. So the
So,
contention is that as of 2006, the deferred pension was there in figures. 2007, when Sagicor takes over from LOJ, that figure turned zero.
okay.
2008, zero. 2009, zero. So the contention start from 2007. We asked what happened. Nobody don't want to say nothing. Up and down, right phone call, up and down. Get not go around till we get one or two little one two things could have put things together, but what is the problem is 2007 something went wrong and we tried to find out what happens. Then it later revealed now that there is a change of methodology. So the way how they usually calculate the pension, they don't do that way again. They use a different method, which was done without my knowledge and consent.
Right. So hold on a second, Brother Witter. You mentioned an E5, and I want to bring that on screen for a second. Hold on a second there. Okay. So I'll try to enlarge that. Hold on. So let me get that enlarged for those who I
That is
can.
not E5. You have to go back to the next. That's not E5.
This
That's
is not E5.
F6. No, that's F6.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me go back. One moment.
That's correct.
Okay, now here we go. See if we can get this a lot larger. All right. So where it says on here on E5, and let me check to make sure. Yeah, can you see it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, good. So let me go over E5 for those who can't read it because it's kind of a little bit dark. But
Yes.
I'm going to get clearer copies from Mr. Witter. So it says a participant who has completed 10 or more years of continuous service and who incurs a break in continuous service shall, if he is not otherwise eligible to receive a pension, be eligible to receive a deferred vested pension payable at his normal retirement date or such earlier date pursuant to section F6B2 upon written application thereof. So continue, Mr. Witter.
Yes. So we move on now to Article F, Section F4.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me go to that section and let's see.
Not that.
Okay, it's kind of dark. I have to look.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, so let's kind of highlight that. Yes. All right. So section F4, and it says here the monthly amount of deferred vested pension shall be calculated as of the participant's date of termination of his continuous service in the same manner as for a normal pension. although it shall not be payable until after the participant's normal retirement date or such earlier date pursuant to section FB2, F6B2. Okay, so that's the section we went over. All right, go ahead, Mr. Witter.
Yes. So based on that topic sentence there, deferred vested pension. So out of E5, let's say E5 is the root. So you'd have F4 as the branch. So F4 is saying that on that date, so it's saying the participant's date of his continuous service, it should be calculated as for a normal pension, although it should not be payable until after. So I know that. So I have to wait. So for instance, when my service terminates, I would say 50, right? But based on the agreement in the plan rule, I could not get it until when that time come. Anyhow, F6B2 is saying that you can get it, but you have to apply for it. And when you apply for early retirement pension, it's going to reduce. And therefore, they will call in the actuary and say, well, hey, this man is 55-year-old. He going 10 years earlier. So we have to work out something for him. I did not apply. Neither. When I apply, it's just last year, November, when I celebrate my 65th birthday. So I will send back to the insurance company and say, well, all right, probably you guys can slip up a little bit. Everybody can make error. I'm now 65. Here is
So,
my date birth.
give me a chance here. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Now, when you say they, are we talking about who has the pension plan? Who is the holder of the pension?
The insurance company is the provider. Yeah.
Yeah. So who is the insurance company?
Sagicor.
Okay, so you're talking to Sagicor now.
That's correct.
Okay, so continue from there. So you're talking to Sagicor. You're now putting in that request for your
Yes.
pension. Tell me what happened.
No response. No response. And that response sent from over in November, and now is June, probably the third week in June. So that is a good time. Anyhow, I decided to write the president and the CEO as well. I sent him a letter last week, Monday, and no response. No response there. No response.
So what have you done since?
We try we and others farm employee who have a similar situation.
So hold
We
on,
are
Mr.
no
Hold on, Brother Witter. You said we and others. So I read on one of your notes that a majority of the hourly workers have not received any pension. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So go ahead and just lay that out to me, because at some point you had gone to court, but I don't want to touch that yet. Lay
Yes.
out what's going on here. So you contacted. Um, we may have to step back a little bit because you went to court quite a few years ago, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's deal with the court issue. Now, how did you end up in court? Tell me, walk me through the process there.
Well, it was very challenging, very ups and down. Calling the Financial Service Commission for help, going to the public defender for help, and we were not reaching nowhere.
So
So we say,
you were not at retirement age yet. So when you say asking for help because you could not receive a pension, and we're talking how many years ago?
yes, over 10 years, over 10 years, over 10 years.
Okay, so
Yes.
you were far from retirement age.
Yes.
So what were you fighting for at that time that you needed help?
Okay. So we said now you close down, going away, and we are saying, all right, what happened to the agreement? You said there should be something for me when we reach 65. So
Hold on
where
a
is it?
second. So let me clarify that. You're talking about Alpart closing down and they're leaving the island, the owners and and executive body of Alpart, that's Alumna Partners of Jamaica. So you got concerned along with other people. So where's our retirement? How do we get
Yes.
it?
Yes. That's
All
correct.
right. So this is where you were seeking help to find out, listen, when I 10 years from now, when I retire, where's my retirement?
Yes.
Continue from there. So you were seeking help from who?
So we asked the Financial Service Commission to help us investigate what happened. Sometime 3 months before they respond to me, sometime no respond. Go to the public defender sometime. We get a little help, not much, but sometime again they take a long time before they would get back to me. In those it's challenging to reach to Kingston. Sometime you have to ask like a donation.
Okay. So the public defender's office is in Kingston.
Yes,
And you said we, so you are among other people as well trying to figure this out.
yes,
So you seek legal advice from that's the public defender's office. That's a free attorney that the government provides.
yes,
Okay. So you had to pay your fare, leave go over 70 odd miles from
yes,
one
yes.
way to get to Kingston, and then you have to navigate your way through to the public office from there, and you try to seek some help. So tell me, you said you had difficulties trying to keep in contact with the public defender's office. Now, I want to put my audience into perspective here. 10 years ago, the telecommunication system was still trying to evolve. The post office system is something to be um, reckoned with because it's kind of slow and antiquated. Okay, so we're now talking 2015 at that time, 2014, 2015, and Digicel at that time was about 12 to 13 years old. They were pretty much new. They came out the turn of the 2000, 2001, too. So 2015, they were about 13 years old. They now transitioning over, Mr. Witter. Let's continue. You were trying to keep contact with the public defender's office. How did that go? What happened?
So the deputy public defender says that time is running out. So there's a word that he used that about limitation of statute.
Yeah.
Yes,
Statute of limitation. Yeah.
statute of limitation. Yes. So in in going to Kingston, I we never have much person to say advise us. Then say no, don't be afraid of that term, but then use because we have to take it the law way. What really happened? What he says that yes, we have to be careful because what really happened? Come back down quickly. They say after 6 years you cannot have a lawsuit, but it depends on what happened, the nature of the case,
Right.
nature
Hmm.
of the case, because the plan wind up the 1st of June and they pay us in September. So when the plan wind up, I would not know
No, hold
what.
on a second. You said they paid us in September.
Yes.
September of which year?
Oh, September 2009.
So what did they pay you at that time?
I get my contribution, my basic. For there is agreement, you can get your basic. You can get your basic, your voluntary. You can get back what you put in. You can get back yours, but you cannot get the employer own until you're 65. Benefits from the
Okay.
employer.
So your contribution.
Yes.
So let me kind of step back here. The statute of limitation on things of regional impact. So this not only touched the island, but it touched many other countries because you had people from various spaces working with Alumna Partners of Jamaica. So it was regional. So when you talk about statute of limitation or what the public defender said, he should have gone a little bit further because he did touch on it slightly based on what you're saying. That depends on the nature of the situation. So this situation was of a magnitude that it also needs government intervention because thousands of people have been touched by it. So while you were talking with this public defender, let's move a little bit forward now. He told you about the statute of limitation. He told you time was running out. What did he do?
Well, he gave me a walkthrough again, and we were talking about the plan wind up, when the statute should start, when the plan wind up, or when you receive the money. Even though that question still out here and we can get answer for that. When the statute should start, when the plan wind up, or when you receive the money, the date of the money. That answer cannot give even though even at the court. Anyhow, we have to get a law firm to represent us. You know, it was, you couldn't find some of the workers them in that sense. For some of them,
Passed away. Some of
that's
them
correct.
migrate.
So
Some are
yes,
ill.
some ill.
and
Yes,
some are not even interested because it's too difficult.
exactly. And financial wise,
Yes.
some not really upfront, but they always call you
So
say,
what was the name of that public defender? I'm curious to know.
well, the name kind of funny, you know. I have to get it in writing for you. The pronunciation is not so good. I'll get it in writing for you.
Okay, no problem. And you said you hired an attorney. And this was before you were paid out your contribution or after?
After we receive and not reach anywhere now, we decide to employ a law firm and they take up the matter for us.
So now, at that point in time, you're now trying to figure out when the employer's side of their contribution will now take effect for you to be handed out a pension based on those contributions and those agreements.
That's correct.
Okay, so take me from there. What you both all hired an attorney. So walk me through what happened.
So then we go to court in 2015 and we were back and forth, get some long date till it actually come to an end in 2020, July.
Okay, that's right.
About 5 years.
During the pandemic.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what transpired. What was the judge's deliberation and what was his disposition?
Well, two things. The judge is saying that he agree based on the defender, which would be the company and the board of trustee, that his agreement say the matter would statute because it should file for June, not September. June, when the plan wind up, not when the money pay out. That's one.
So hold on. You're saying the judge took side with the employer, the former employer, that the statute of limitation ran out?
Yes. He said we file the lawsuit late. We should file a lawsuit when the plan wind up June 1st.
Hold on a second. So this sounds like a conspiracy to me, or it sounds like the attorney did not know what they're doing. Because things of this magnitude and this and this importance, there's no statute of limitation when you contribute your money. So they handed you back your money and then started a time clock and then kicked you out based on the fact that the judge delayed the case.
Yes, and so to continue in the same era there. So as I said, we receive our contribution that we put in from 1990 right to there, but the employer portion we will never get that anymore based on the change that they made 07.
So what change did they make in 2007?
We attend investigation with the EBA from Sagicor, Employee Benefit Administrator, and they give a statement say 2007 a different methodology was used. But we tried to ask them, like what? They said nothing is the same, just a different way of doing something. Just that they say, it's a different way of doing something. We were
Okay,
having,
hold on a second now. Hold on a second. And this is after the fact that this is happening 2000, is it 2007? Because you started working in 89,
that's correct.
1989. Okay.
Yes.
So 2007, these changes were made. Did you sign to it?
No, no, no.
Did the board of trustees bring this to the mass, or the chairman of the board of trustees, did they engage all the workers?
No, not of my knowledge. No, 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 no.
So
No, no.
no, there was no communication from the board or your representative. You did not know, you or or others that you know of did not sign to this,
That's correct. No,
and there was no correspondence to tell you that these changes were being made,
no.
because you left in 2009, correct?
Yes,
So therefore, this was done in 2007 with the knowledge that possibly the plant will be closing in 2009. So therefore, this was also a planned event. If I'm thinking about it right. So when this change was made in 2007, now that you are being told that these changes were made by the judge, is telling you that, oh, we, that change was made in 2007. He sided with the company without due process of getting into that section with the people who are affected. Now that's, you're the plaintiff. So what did the judge deliberate? I'd love to read his disposition, because sounds strange to me that the judge would take that position of saying, okay, I'm going to side with the previous employer. A change was made without the consent of the members, and that is on the record, correct?
that's all right, sir.
Okay, if it's on the record that these changes were made without the consent of the members, then somebody had to sign off on it. So who were the members of the board?
Of law first, a law first, but I'm going to come back to you quickly now. No, so we try to suggest something was suggest to the, well, based on the summary that go to court, we outline and tell the court that the board of trustee was unconstitutional from 2006 upward. Why? According to the 2006 governance regulation under section 58, it tells you how the board of trustees should implement as of 2006. What happened? A person were there signing documents, and when the battle get hot just before the court end, he jump ship and say he have to talk the truth. He say no one ever nominate him, neither elect him. So he was acting contrary. So he apologized. So he was not on the board.
So
That's
hold
one.
on a second. You're saying that the board was, from 2006 onward, was unconstitutional. Clarify that for me. Why you say they were unconstitutional?
Okay. We, the members, should, as of 2006, we have the right to nominate and elect a representative to be a trustee. That's the
Right.
law. What we were not aware of those documents. We never see them till after. So we were in the dark then. That's one. Anyhow, 1 year after, which 2007, it come down now that we need to nominate a person to be on the board. So that time we just have a little understanding now. So we nominate a person, name withhold. Anyhow, that person promote from hourly to salary 2008, and the plan wind up 2009. So that person would no longer eligible to represent the hourly, for he's not a hourly anymore. He's a salary. That would be conflict of interest.
So hold on a second. Let me bring some documents up here that you sent to me regarding the board.
Yes.
So hold on a second. Let me get to it. All right. So let me get this document up here. So hold on a second. Let's kind of highlight this. Okay, so if the document we're looking at right now shows, we say, 7 members of the board.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
That's Robert McKay, Sabrina Patterson, Devron Parchment, Carlton Farron, Peter Atkinson, Orville Sanderson, and Everett Brown. Okay.
Yes.
And up the top here, it says, let me look. One moment. It says March 26, 2009. This was stamped resolution to wind up. And
Yes.
these are members of the board. These are 7 members. Okay.
Yes.
So these are the people we're talking about. Now, you
Yes.
also showed me another document. I'm trying to get to it. Here we go. Let me get that up here. And this was 2018, October 2018. This is part of an affidavit.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. In this affidavit, let me read this, part 15, that I did not realize that my membership of the Board of Trustees after 2006 was contrary to the rules that was instituted in 2006 and was therefore against the requirements of the law. To the best of my knowledge, I was never nominated and elected by the members of the hourly workers, and that Mr. Sanderson was promoted in 2008 before he signed the resolution of winding up of the pension scheme in 2009. Part 16 says, I do not believe anyone who worked for the company is receiving a pension today. And this was signed by a justice of the peace in Kingston, in the parish of Kingston, on October 2018, and on the third day of October 2018, before the justice of the peace, and signed by Mr. Peter Atkinson. So tell me, who is Mr. Peter Atkinson?
He is he is the one that you see there have his title member trustee. In the next letter that you have there, the next letter that you have there with 6 names, you see his title beside it.
Okay, so I'm going to try to pull that up. You said 6 names. All
Yes,
right. Okay, here we go.
that's correct.
So his name is not on this. Let me kind of highlight that. So we have Robert McKay, Sabrina Patterson, Carlton Farron, Devon Parchment, Everett Brown, and Peter Atkinson. This is only 6. It says here, the letter says, um, Dear Mr. Witter, trustees of Alpart Hourly Pension Fund, at the time of winding up, the reference is made to a meeting held at the Mandeville Hotel on May 29, 2015. At the meeting, Mr. Malando Mukulu of the Office of Public Defender requested that the commission disclose the names of the persons registered as trustees at the time of the winding up of the Alpart Hourly Pension Fund. The following trustees were registered with the commission on June 30th, 2009, when the winding up application was approved, and it's signed. These six members were named, and it's signed by the Senior Director of Investigation and Enforcement, Mrs. Amina McNoon. And it says copy was sent to Mr. Malando Mokulu, the Deputy Public Defender, Office of the Public Defender. So, my question to you is, Mr. Witter, you're still with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My question to you is this: when this was going on, where were you?
Define what you say where, when.
This is 2015. Were you in
Okay.
Jamaica or you?
Yes, yes. I was in Jamaica there. Yeah, I was in
So
Jamaica.
now this board that was adopted, what, 2009? Were they voted on?
When the documentary reads 7 names, those names are when they give order that the plan should wound up, so that you see it right on it. The wind up
Mhm.
resolution. Those 7 names there. Yes.
So
Mark.
for my audience's benefit, tell me what winding up means.
Well, the employer says they're closing down business, so the pension plan would have to wind up. They're no longer putting any funds no more. So one them stop, we have to stop. So the plan wind up. It come to an end. The plan no go no for no more.
Okay,
So
from the company's perspective, it's winding up because they're
yes,
closing shop. But
yes.
from the insurance perspective, there's no winding up there. The-
Well, the insurance would be the provider who
yes,
would
they're
sell. Yes,
providing, so there's
yes.
no winding up of the insurance provider because he's already collected that money. So he's in they're holding billions of dollars for members to be paid out when they reach retirement age.
That's correct.
Okay, so let's kind of move it for from where the judge took the side of the former employer, Alumna Partners of Jamaica, and said the statute of limitation ran out. Give me walk me through the rest of his deliberation, um, so that we can understand. Continue.
Okay. So we, based on our summary, we are saying to the court that once the board of trustee is unconstitutional, that wind up date would no longer stand, neither here nor there, because it is the board of trustee would have to have the plan wind up. The board would call and say, well, we have to have the wind up. So we look at the names. These 7 persons say the plan must wind up, but FSC is now saying out of the 7, they have to remove 1 person, left 6. And there's a prescribed amount of trustees should really on the board.
So hold
I
on a second, Mr. Witter. I don't want to move that fast without um, giving clarification. Who's FSC? What's the name? Give me the name of that acronym.
Okay, Financial Service Commission, FSC.
That's an arm of the Jamaica government.
That's correct.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yes. So what we have here now is the governance regulation clearly stated how the board should be conducted and how it should organize. I sent there is a way of how it's set up. It says the sponsor's trustee shall not constitute more than 50% plus one. You have that article? The sponsor's
Hold on,
trustee shall not constitute more than 50% plus one. Very
hold on,
important.
hold on a second. Let me pull that article up, and I have to. Is it highlighted?
Yes, that's one was highlighted. Yes.
Let me kind of turn this just a second. Um, so while I'm doing that, just to reiterate what you said, I'm going to read this, and I'm trying to wait for my screen to cooperate with me so I can turn it because it's kind of sideways. So I don't want to present it well. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's get this turned. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right. So I'll be able to, okay. All right. So I'm gonna bring this on screen. So you're saying that this is the article, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Sponsors trustees shall constitute no more than 50% plus one of the appointed trustees of a board, and the limit shall be determined by rounding down. For example, if there are 9 appointed trustees, no more than 5 of those trustees shall be sponsor trustees. Okay.
That's correct. Yes.
So of the 9, you're talking about 4.5 plus 1, that's 5.5. So you have to remove one member.
So what you could do now, Brother George, you go back to that article with the 7 names and let us tell the
Okay.
public how that runs. So go back to find the 7 names now. Then I give you a walkthrough with it now, how you count it now. 7 names.
Oh, the 7 names. Sorry, hold on. Let me get the 7 names. Here we go.
Yes. Okay. So this is 50% plus 1 for the salary side, the sponsor side. So the first 4 names, they are sponsors trustee. The first 4 names are sponsors. And the 3 last name would be coming from the hourly side. So 50% plus 1. So half of 6 is 3. So them have 50, we have 50, and then you have plus 1. Plus 1 is chairman. So this number is right here, 7. So take a look now on the letter with the 6 names now and tell me if you have 50% plus 1 there. Could never.
Okay.
Go to that letter now. Yes. Right. So how much percent you have there now? You have 4 sponsors and 2 regular trustee. So in this calculation, the sponsors trustee would no longer 50% plus 1. It's about 66%. Right? All right. Take a look again. No, Mr. Atkinson provide us with an affidavit say he was not a member nominated trustee. So you have to strike off Mr. Atkinson's name immediately and leave 5 persons there. So 4 sponsors and 1 hourly pensioner. So you have.
What happened to the number 7? How did that? He was saying he was in his affidavit. He was unconstitutional.
Yes. Mr. Atkinson is saying that Sardison could no longer be a trustee. So it seems like FSC find it out and try to do a thing quickly. And say, all right, take off his name and send down 6 names. But the horse gone through the gate already. You entertain, you approve the winding up with Mr. Atkinson. But the registration now, you drop off his name. You can't stand that. What happened here? Anyhow, continue with the percentage now. So Atkinson and Mr. Sardison is no longer a part of the board. So what the percentage the sponsor be now? Mr. Mackey, 20%, Miss Sabrina, 20%, that 40%, Mr. Ferran, 20%, that is 60%, Mr. Parchment, 20%. So 80%. So instead of 50% plus 1, you have 80%. So there's a breach. There's a breach right there. All right? Good.
But the breach happened long before that, where Sardison was not constitutional, and if he was making decisions, then all those decisions are null and void.
That's correct.
Okay, continue.
Yes. So we asked the judge to take a look at it. The judge was saying that we did not make any alarm. So we called for Article O of the pension law, where Article O states clearly in simple language that the trustee has a fiduciary duty to inform the participants and their beneficiary about how the plan operating, and if any technical jargon, it should be explained in simple language, etc. The
So
trustee did not.
did this happen?
No trustee never come to the members. No.
And was this brought to the judge's attention?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And what did the judge say? What did
He,
he deliberate?
he says even if Saudi name was not present, we should speak out about it. But we are saying we were not informed. We know have no idea. Nobody ever tell us that Saudi promote from origin salary. So we are saying the chairman trustee should be one who should call a meeting and say, hey, this man is no longer part of the hourly, so you guys have to get a next person put in place. This never happened. The trustee never tell no, we
So,
were not aware.
Mr. Witter, now this is why I'm going to need to read the judge's deliberation, and I need to also see the case report, how this was ran, because if what you're saying is true, then it's gross negligence on the court's part, because this is now after the fact, and if you're treated unfairly by the courts by saying this in a void, knowing that it was the board was actually not legal in 2006. They reconvened and put a board in place in 2009, and then it's now affecting all those decisions from 2007, 2009 is now affecting the outcome of the courts and affecting what's going on now. It's a ripple effect.
Yes.
So I'm going to need those documents, because there's going to be a part two, because we're going to say this, send this message loud and clear around the four corners of this earth. The Jamaican government should hear this, because this is unfair to all the people who have put their blood, sweat, and tears in, contributed with an arrangement, an agreement with a pension company. This is an insurance company that guarantees that once the money is paid over, then there's going to be a pension at the end of it. So that's a guarantee that the government also oversee this, that there's quality, and there's also a responsible party, and there's got to be oversight. So now that the judge is deliberating and this went against you, tell me the rest of that, and we're going to wind it up here.
Yes.
And we'll go to a part two. We're gonna have a part two after this. Tell me what the judge's decision was.
Okay. So finally, the judge says there were no figure placed in the court how much money owes. So where we go from there is, based on our summary, we demonstrated 2006 pension statement with the amount of deferred pension if I did leave 2006. So from there, we don't have any more money to anything in writing to show him. Put it this way quickly. I just an example quickly. Two person went to Mandeville. We know Mandeville very good. One blind and one is not blind. The one which is not blind asks the blind one if we reach a Mandeville. What an awkward question. Eh? So you're asking me how much money we owe. You know how much money you owe me. So he says that we did not bring any success to the court because I cannot tell how much owe to me. I cannot find that because I don't know what pension value formula you use. Up to 2006, there was money on the pension statement, but you don't show me how. You calculate it, I don't know, but money is there, 06, but the money disappears, 07, 8, and 9. But you say you use a different method. So we have to come home that day sad, come home sad. But we say we're not giving up.
So And this is, you're saying that you did not know, but weren't you issued a morality table? Like a morality table.
We have something on a pension statement, but no one don't show us how you work it out. We don't know how that work out. That would have to go with probably an actuary or probably somebody at the insurance company would have to show us in writing, say we calculate this plus this or this plus this. How you arrive at this deferred pension, we don't know. They only say that the employer provide you with a deferred pension at amount of time, but they don't show us how you work out.
So, so the judge finish what the judge deliberated, because I need a copy of that. But from your understanding, let me finish what the judge had told you. He said you didn't bring any proof to state how much money you're owed. Go ahead.
Yes. So he's saying again on the next slide, I don't have sufficient evidence. Even when my attorney said that based on the plan rule E5, Mr. Witter had meet the requirements and he should entitled to receive a benefit at retirement, that is F4. They still says that Mr. Witter leave before he was 65. But based on our summary, we are saying based on the agreement, no matter when you leave, once you reach 10 years, you have to get that benefit for that is a written agreement. It's a contract in the plan rule, E5.
So, we're going to end it here, and we're
Yes.
going to go to a part two. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a former Alpart worker. That's Alumina Partners of Jamaica in the southeast of St. Elizabeth, in Jamaica. That's south central Jamaica. This is Mr. Owen Witter. He's among many others who are now not receiving their pensions. It has gone to court, and as you have heard from him, the judge deliberated in a way that it's kind of funny to me. That after the fact that these contributions were made and an agreement was put in place, then you have to suffer the consequence of not getting what you that was agreed upon. We're going to have a part two. Thank you, Mr. Witter, and we're gonna bring some evidence to the floor to show what you're talking about. The fact that the agreement, sections of the agreement that you've shown me, clearly states what you are now stating to the world. And it seems like a bait and switch that after it's agreed, then something changed in 2007 that you were not aware of was done under the cloak and dagger system. And then when the time came for you to now receive your benefits, a judge is telling you that you have not much evidence to bring to the fore, which the evidence is already overwhelming because you have an agreement. There's Sagicor, who's the provider. You have other members who were not informed of any other changes that were made after the fact. There are no signatures to those changes. The law is not one-sided. It's balanced. And if what you're saying is true, then there is a major problem and there's a cover-up. So I'm going to ask you to give me copies of those the whole case, whatever you have, so I can read it. And
Okay.
we're going to let the relevant authorities know that there's a major issue of regional importance that needs to be addressed, and that's the Jamaican government. This is Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. And as we said, thank you, Mr. Owen. Mr. Owen Witter, part two is coming, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to talk, Owen, after this. So thank you and have a good night. And we'll talk in the morning. All right? You
God
take care.
bless. God
God
bless you.
bless, brother.
Yes, Brother George.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Um, this is a big deal, a big deal, guys. This is this is serious business, and it affects a lot of people. And I want to hear from in the comments section of those who worked at Alpart during the time periods that we were talking about and are not receiving their pensions. We need you to send a comment. I'm going to put my information down below that you can contact me, because this is a major issue. Um, this is integrity. You got to understand that we got to have integrity in any system. My numbers are down below and the social media. If you worked at Alpart, send me a comment. And also, like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. This is a major issue, guys. This is a person's retirement. When you work honestly, with the expectation that you're going to be paid out a pension, and you have to now face the fact that you have to fight to get that pension, and there's a possibility that you will never ever get it, and the government is still in there's a government in place, and also the insurance company for this pension fund is in place. What is going on here? Who's covering up what? Why is this happening to all these people that worked hard for so many years, like Mr. Witter, who are 19 years in? Why is it so? Why didn't the government step in? I need to know those answers. Why? There's a prime minister. There's a member of parliament, or a minister that knows about this. Why haven't they stepped in? Why are we not seeing oversight? Why are not these honest working people being defended? And why they're not getting their pension? Why? This is integrity. We should have transparency. We should have honesty, that you can believe in a system that will back you when you work hard and you contribute. There's an agreement. There are courts in Jamaica. And I can't understand why a judge, knowing what I just heard, and maybe I'm missing something here, I don't know, but I have to get all the facts. I'm going to read through them, and Mr. Witter is going to provide me what he has. I'm going to go in depth in this to see what is going on, because this affects not only South Central Jamaica, but the entire island. Because every parish, if my recollection is correct, and as I said in previous podcasts, my father was the one who blasted the site for Alumina Partners of Jamaica to be built. Since then, he has helped many people to gain employment there. He was a strong advocate for honest work and honest pay. Why are these people being treated unfairly? We're going to get to the bottom of it, because this is not right. And let's get the facts. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But I'm going to look at all the facts. And I'm sure Mr. Witter, he has been at this for many years. And he's not fighting a futile fight. He knows that he knows what he agreed to, and and he knows what he should be getting now. That's the expectation of getting a retirement fund paid out to him as agreed. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and click that notification bell to know when part 2 of this series is coming. So we're going to talk about a little bit about the bombing of Iran. by the United States. 3 nuclear sites were bombed last night. I said this is sending shockwaves around the world, and the global positioning of power is now shifted. The global economics of the world has now shifted. A lot of things have shifted, and the waves of this is going to be felt for months to come in the 4 corners of the earth. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about this a little bit more tomorrow at we call it NARA Mondays. We call it AKA PIP Mondays. We prioritize. Also, I hope you remember what it means, because somebody's gonna win a prize. So we prioritize, inform, and promote. So that's PIP Mondays. And we're going to talk to Mr. Witter tomorrow if he's available to get more insight of what's going on. But before we go more in depth, I need to read all the facts of this case. And then we're going to have a more informed meeting right here on Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. I'm also, when I read through the facts, I'm going to reach out to the minister with the authority to speak about this matter. So continue to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and click that notification bell. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here on Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. We say, God bless you all. Always pray when you're going out. Always pray when you're coming in. We do not control our lives, and we say God bless to all of you, and we say thank you for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow on our next show. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Naram Promotions is at you. Good morning. Naram Promotions is at you.